Hello, 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 Rise and Thrivers. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Monday, December 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, Regina Rossi Lamoth, and welcome to the final episode of Rise and Thrive Together of 2024. So you might be saying to yourself, hey, where is your amazing co host, Raquel Stewart? Well, we are Rise and Thrive Together. We are a community committed to educate and empower and equip you to get the results that you want through real talk and real action. So you have the results that you want for your life now. And the show goes on. Raquel right now is having some difficulties getting on. And guess what? We have the show continue to go. So I'm here, and while she's trying to get on to the show, we're going to start the show right now, being able to say, hey, we're here on the final episode. And I'm excited this episode because as we are here, boom, as I mentioned, where is she? We are Rise and Thrive Together. Here is the beautiful Raquel Stewart, the co host of the amazing show that we are. So thanks, Rack. I was just telling them that we do the show no matter what. Like, here's a real talk. And we're here. And I'm just super excited that you're here. Can you believe it? It's December 30th. It's the final show of 2024.
Wow.
And, you're here. I'm here. We made it. Raquel, just like she'll tell you where she's at. I literally just flew in from New York, got picked up from the airport, and having the incredible community of my in-laws got me in the house, dropped off my stuff, ran upstairs, and threw on some makeup. So we make it happen. We make it happen. And Raquel, why don't you tell everybody where you are right now?
I'm in Lake George, New York, to do
Nice.
my polar bear plunge. It's my new annual thing on January 1st. I do the polar bear plunge, and I do it in different locations. I started it. Well, 2025 will be my third year, so I started it in Tybee Island in Georgia. That was the first time ever. It was amazing. This year, I did the plunge in Atlantic City, and in 2 days I'll be doing it here in Lake George, where they say there may be a thin sheet of ice over the lake. So I'll let a bunch of other people go in first, talk about community, and then I will go in and do my plunge. So hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here with Reg and all of you as we get ready to close out 2024. As far as Rise and Thrive Together is concerned, we still have another day.
Yes, we do. We do. At our final show, though, of this particular year, I'm just so happy that we got to like be here together. And, this is perfect because it goes perfect timing, I think, of what you just said about your annual polar, plunge in that you've already done one and how now you're bringing it to, Lake George, because I'm going to surprise everybody as we jump right into our episode 87 episodes in a row of Rise and Thrive Together with the topic of pivoting from what I want to what I will, and which one are you? And I think it's just so perfect, sis, because, just what you just said was you've made this an annual, commitment. And here it is annually shifting from one place to another. You've been on the road like me, going to places, and you made it to Lake George. And it's something that you've wanted to do. You've wanted to do it and you committed and you have done it. So it's like a continuing to, I will be doing this. It's no longer like, I want to do a polar bear plunge. It's, I'm doing the polar bear plunge and it's just, where am I doing it this year? Right. So it went from I want to I will. And I just love this topic that you brought up. We have not seen one another. We both have been in the end of the year from our own professional jobs to our personal lives. And so she texted me the other day and said, hey, this is the topic. And I do love it because it is sort of our reflecting through, our lives, and especially 2024, to say, what are the things we said we wanted to do? And did they go from a want to a will? Right.
Mm.
And then from the will to what we've accomplished. So I know that individually we can go through that a lot. And I'd love to hear from our viewers, right? We want to know, what are the things that you said that you wanted to do this year? maybe you'd love to celebrate and say, you went from I want to I will to I did, and here it is. And what are some of the things that you're also going to say that, you're going to take from I want on that bucket list to I will, and declare it here with us. We are Rise and Thrive together. We are committed to empower and educate and equip you, meaning each other, all of us, so that we have what we want now. So, yeah, I just love this topic. I love that we had it. And I know you and I have a lot to share about, especially what we recently put out there in the public for everybody. It was a want to a will. And when you're with Raquel, a want to a will is like in a month. So be careful what you wish for, ladies and gentlemen. If you want things to go to a will, to like they're done, call Raquel.
I don't know where to go with that one, but yes.
It is. Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. And we do have a photo of it.
Yeah. So why don't you go from, seriously, let's take this, just in case you guys listening, new to Rise and Thrive Together, welcome, welcome. We've went from Raquel and I wanting to explore having more viewers and like internationally. And we've been working on that by going into other groups and being invited into other groups. So while I was on that little vacation in New York and kind of chilling with family and friends, we've been getting new viewers. So it went from I want to I will. And so welcome to the new viewers who are watching the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. But here's, I'm going to put up the picture and Raquel's going to share about, in less than 4 weeks, what has been excitingly created for us, for you, our gift to everyone, because we are so big into like personal growth and development. So here we go. Here's the big picture. Drum roll. Dun, 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 boom.
So in 4 weeks, I believe it's about 4 weeks. I'll give us 4.5 weeks.
Yeah.
We tapped into our community, and 4 of us, 2 of them have been a guest on Rise and Thrive Together. That's Hal Eisenberg and Joey Lewis, have both been guests on Rise and Thrive Together. And we collaborated to create for all of you a Rise and Thrive Together journal. This journal is filled with inspiring quotes. And more importantly for you, it's an opportunity for you to start journaling, reflecting, and building and creating what it is that you want, and holding yourself accountable if you do not have an accountability partner. Each and every one of us, the 4 of us, poured into this journal. We poured into the quotes. They're not just random that we pulled them out of the air. They actually coincide with whatever you are, because some of them is some of the writing are challenges for you to do, and then some of them cause reflection, which is really super important to do that reflection, that self-reflection, introspection, self-awareness. These are words that we have used all year and will continue to use, because through doing self-reflection and becoming self-aware and being authentically you and all of that stuff, that's all growth. It's a part of growth. And when we talk about community, our community came through.
Yeah.
And honestly, it took each of us doing a part and then pulling it together. And where one couldn't because of commitments, somebody else filled in. Though that was a birthing of love, a birthing of commitment, and a birthing of time management. Let's not forget some time management up in that piece, because, yeah. So it is available on Amazon for you to purchase. It is, when you go on Amazon, you will find
It's
out how much it is.
$12.99. Just in case anybody's like, hey, how much is it?
Yes.
It's $12.99.
I just said it is.
$12.99.
Waiting for you to jump on in. It is $12.99. And we are asking that if you have purchased it already, please write a review. Reviews are super important, and we would appreciate it so much. Purchase and make a review and gift it to someone who you know is in need of being committed to themselves and needing to write it down. See, because what you're committed to, what you confess, and we can confess something verbally, or we can confess it by writing it down.
Yes.
Okay. So we definitely want to step in. And it's not a 2025 journal. Please don't get this twisted. This is an all the time
Yep.
journal. So when you fill this one up, feel free to go and purchase another Rise and Thrive Together journal on Amazon, because it is absolutely worthwhile. I should have mine by now, but I am again in Lake George, and so it should have been delivered. And I will start writing in it. I love writing. That's going to be the book that holds me accountable, and we're hoping it does that for you. And we want to hear, what does it do for you? Just don't write a review once. I mean, you can always contact us through our website, Rise and Thrive Together. If you want to shoot us an email, we are info at Rise and Thrive Together, and tell us how you're doing with this. How's the journaling going? How's the journey going? Because journaling is a part of the journey. It's one tool that some people utilize. So we're here. We're committed to you. We want to know that you are committed to you, though.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to cop this,
Yeah, I'm
right?
super excited. Thanks, for bringing that up. Listen, guys, if you just are tuning in now, welcome to Rise and Thrive Together. Tonight's episode, we are talking and really getting deep into, like, from the things that we want in our life to the things that we say we will be doing. And Raquel and I are sharing about some of the things that went from I want to do this to I will do this, and the accomplishments that have happened. And we are going to talk about the wants that we have that are going into 2025 that are going to be, we will be doing it. There's no longer a I want, it's we will. Because it does start with that conversation, like, what are some of the things we want to do? And Raquel and I have been doing this show for a year and a half now, and we've had these conversations. So we brought to you in 2023, we discussed that we wanted to do workshops. We wanted to really do the part of, like, taking the show and having intimate workshops for people that are interested in doing some deep work. And in 2023, into the beginning of 2024, we provided three workshops with our dear friend Patrick Richwood, who is another fabulous collaborator. And we had people register for them. 3.5 hours together. We had, like, workshops that people got into the meat and the potatoes of what's stopping them, and how that they can see those, blocks, see those things, and start moving forward into that. Then 2024, we started that year that way. And as Raquel and I are doing the show and having these amazing guests, we look at, like, what are the things that we use? She loves to journal. I love to journal. And again, inside community in a conversation, boom, what came up was, wouldn't it be really cool to have some, beside resources and having these amazing guests and knowing what we do and services, what can we provide? What can we provide that you can have tangibly in your hands? And boom, if I tell you, when this woman goes from I want, I will, to it's going to happen. So boom, that's what happened in about 4.5 weeks. And like she said, this is an opportunity where people, again, we all had our roles and we all were dealing with life circumstances, but that didn't stop us. Each one of us was never like, I can't. No, that's stopping me. It was like, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I don't know about you, sis, but I mean, we've talked about this. I asked Joey and Hal, maybe, last minute to jump on, but I'm clear. I saw Hal this morning, to be honest, in New York. Literally stopped at where I was to say, he said he never had something happen so easily and with so much fun. It was just like quick kind of back and forth texting, and then some of us having the meat and potato in front of us and then taking it on. So, here we are for you. This journal, we are clear, we're taking into 2025 for ourselves to grow and develop, and to grow and develop with you. And I'm going to put in there too, join us, because in the private Facebook group, we have a private Facebook group called Rise and Thrive Together Community. Very important to add the community. There's about 85 of us. And from those 85 people have purchased the book, and they are ready. They are ready to share inside the community what they're getting out of it. A couple of reviews have been out there already. We will be doing that, and we are taking that into 2025, how that book is going to, like, support everything that we want. So super happy. And I'll definitely say, like Raquel did for me, songs. If you guys have been watching the show or you haven't watched the show, we started the show a year and a half ago with just an average song. It was some background music that comes with Restream put together. Raquel knew that I wrote songs 13 years ago, wanted those songs to be part of our journey and having my voice, literally the like what it took in my personal life to write it out there, and that became a song. Boom. And that's been the last 6 months. And the drum roll again, she's getting that on me again to say, what else do you have out there, Regina? Like, let's start 2025 with more inspiring, empowering songs that you've been part of and wrote. And let's get that on for 2025. So that's all happening in that quick of a time. Like that's just stuff that she pushes for myself on and to collaborate on. But I'm curious, we've got people watching. I think there's some people in the chat. We've got, woo, look at this. We got Joanna saying, hey, Genevieve saying, hey, Sharon Glidden. Sharon goes, I got the journal. It's amazing. And she's going to do a video. Sharon, go ahead. Raquel, say what do you want to say to Sharon?
I say do the video. Thank you. That's all I need to say. Listen, in case you are new to Rise and Thrive Together, I am not one that has a lot of words. I'm more of an action person. So I do want to share one thing that this year happened in my life, and it was not of my own doing. I can say it that way. So I volunteer with the NAACP Act So program. And for those that may not know what NAACP stands for, it is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Under the NAACP, there's an initiative titled AXO, and that is where I work with high school students to get them to whatever it is they enjoy doing. We get them to compete at the state level, and then if they get a gold medal, they compete at the national level. One of the women that I volunteer with saw something in me and asked me, because the local branch of the NAACP in New Jersey, where I reside, the officers, the executive committee, they their term was up. So long story short, I said I'm not one for words, but long story short, I need to give you the background. I was nominated and recently elected as one of the vice presidents for the local branch of the NAACP. So that is something that took me by surprise. But then when I think about it, the young lady and I had conversations about me having a more active role in the NAACP. So I am one of the vice presidents now of the local branch of the NAACP, Willingboro and vicinity branch, and I'm super stoked. That is a position that I get to create and make it my own, and for the benefit of everyone. Yes, it's the NAACP, but it is to benefit everyone. I'm still volunteering with the AXO program. Let me tell y'all something. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it on my vision board. I do vision boards every day. And then I want to get into the chat. I want you guys, let me tell you before I get into my vision board for this year, what it was. I want you guys to put in there what it is that you always say, I want to do, I want this, I want that. And how are you going to change that from want to will? I used to have that want conversation. I used to. And then I found that my want list was like super long and things that I've accomplished was super short. And I was like, I need to switch that. So one of the things on my vision board for 2024 was to write 2 books. I have accomplished that. One of them is published. That's the journal. That was a surprise, an awesome surprise. And the other book, I finished writing it and I'll publish it in 2025. And it is titled, so look for it, Blooms Reimagined, a guide to transforming wilted flowers. In there is all about what to do with wilted flowers. Instead of throwing them in the garbage, let's get creative and tap into that side of our brain. So if you are one who is ready to change your conversation from I want to I will, I want you to virtually stand up. Stand up in your own home and type in the chat what it is that you always say you want to do, you want to have. How will you change it? Will.
All right. Did you get that, guys? Did you get that? Raquel is got you on. You know how she is. What do you say that you want to do and that you want to change it to that I will be doing, and how are you going to do that? We've got people on here. I'm throwing up all of their love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Joanna, for sending lots of love, and Sharon, for congratulations to Raquel. But here's the big question, guys. This is about you and your life. Who's going to be the first person to type in there? This is what I want, and I'm changing it to what I will be doing, and this is how I'm going to do that. Raquel has already said that. I know that I said I wanted to finally have my book ready out on my kidney journey of donating my kidney, and I wanted it to be a children's book, and it is happening. It is happening this week. I will be having a conversation with my illustrator. It will be out in 2025. Our new song for the show will be out in 2025 within the first week or two of, January. So there's those things that are happening. We will be talking and putting together an in-person Rise and Thrive Together opportunity for you to be with us, retreat style, workshop style, like fun style. That will be happening. We will be continuing to throw other journals out for you throughout the year, all different types of journals. Again, ways to empower, educate, and equip you in all the areas, from relationships, to financial, and all the other things that we're going to save a little bit as a surprise. So I'm going to check in the chat, sis, because I see it's happening, right? Joanna is.
Here's what I want y'all to know. It is not easy. However, if your why doesn't scare you, it's not a big enough why. So my question is always, why do you want this thing? Why do you want it? Because when you say I want to do and I will do, it's going to cost you something. And are you willing to pay the price? Or do you want it to come easy? Is that what you want? Because it's in the challenge and the challenges and the struggle that we learn the most important lessons. It's not easy.
All right. So here's the perfect example of what she's talking about. Sharon is saying, I will get healthy because this is what she's doing. What she's dealing with, her challenge that isn't easy, is she is saying she will beat cancer. Sharon has been talking about this as a regular. She got diagnosed with breast cancer. This was a woman who went from something, not those statements, to saying right now to you, she will get healthy, she will beat cancer. The end of it. How she does that, right? Sharon, you can chat in there in the chat, but I'll tell you how she does it. If you guys don't follow Sharon on TikTok, follow Sharon Glidden on TikTok. You know how she does that? Every day she posts on TikTok. She's created a huge community about people who deal with breast cancer and empowers them while she's sharing her infusions and as she's getting all of her treatments. Joanna Tress, boom, saying, I want to be consistent. And how she's going to do that is with the help of an app powered by science and AI. Joanna, good conversation. Might want to give us a ring about that conversation, share more about that. But like, she's got it. She's like, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to do it. And she found an app to do that. My daughter just said it.
Here's why that's important. Why I ask you for how you're going to do it, because it gives you a starting point. And that is what we need. We need a starting point. People say, I want, and never get that starting point of how am I going to do this? And why do I want to do this? And it's not a why that needs to impress anybody. The only person it has to impress is you, because you're the one that has to put the work in. So that's why I ask you, and how are you going to change this I want to I will?
All right, so let's get Genevieve, because she's got part of it, and let's see if she's talking about it. So Genevieve puts it on here and says, so she wants to elevate and empower others, and they will. Awesome, Genevieve. We are so down with you. Now, second half of that question is, now how are you going to do that? Right? How are you going to? We get that you want to elevate people and empower others, and you will. And I know her personally, and she does, but this is your words, not mine. How are you going to do that? Just throw it out there. Just sit there. Again, that's for you. There's nobody to impress, not me, Raquel, like anybody else. And Genevieve, you know that. So amazing. I love it. Thank you for joining in. Sharon is saying thank you because she's going to kick cancer's butt to the curb. I love it. So I'm loving these
Love it,
things.
Sharon.
I love it, Sharon. Sharon's in. She's got it going. We got Joanna already in with the AI. I'm so, I can't help it. I keep on like wondering what this AI stuff is about. We're using that as well. So there's lots of things that we are talking about, for looking back, looking at, oh, here we go. Sharon's like throwing it on people. I love it. I will be involved in the breast cancer community. I will help people. Okay.
I love it.
I love
Because
it. So
that's what it's about, right? No matter what we're doing, no matter what we want to do, we get there faster through community. Because
yes.
left to just Reg and I to do the journal, it would have been a longer time before we were able to publish. But we got in community, and that
Yep.
helped us get there.
Yep. And she just got kicked out. So, with that being said, that's it. Guys, that this whole entire journey about how Rise and Thrive came together was the fact that Raquel is someone who's in action, and I love to be in community, and she loves to be in community. And that is what we're about. So, if you've got some things that you want, but you definitely want them to happen now, let's talk about community. Okay. So who's out there who, says, I want this, I will, but how am I going to go about to do that in community? Again, we have a community called the Rise and Thrive Together community. There is an intimate 85 people. Now, if you say, 85 people, that's 85 powerful people. If each person, and Genevieve, Sharon, Joanna, who's all watching the show now, all have community. It's not just us. We all have people. So we all have people. A minimum, I'm clear that Joanna can share about 20 people she knows minimum. And I'm talking minimum. Genevieve, minimum. Sharon, minimum. Her TikTok viewers, her Facebook viewers within the thousands. You want something, you want it to happen now, you will make it happen by reaching out to community. So again, if you want to reach out to us and you want something to happen and you need support, reach out to us. It's real simple. info@riseandthrivetogether.com. You want more information, go to Rise and Thrive Together community and be part of our private Facebook group. And we have so many other communities. This show wouldn't have happened without being introduced to the Laws of Life. Laws of Life with Blanca Purpa, huge community. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go and jump on Laws of Life, Laws of Life, lawsoflife.shop. And you'll get to go on to a network of people internationally and you'll meet them. So let's just talk about, what do you want? Let's see if Genevieve is following up. Ready? She's following up with, I am following up with my networking connections to take the actions that she wants. Awesome. Thank you, Genevieve, for jumping in there and writing that second half of what you are talking about. So she says she's going to empower people and she knows she's going to do that, and boom. All right. Awesome. Raquel is back. Just wanted to let you know, Raquel, Genevieve gave her second half of how she's going to take those actions by following up with her networking connections to take the actions on the things that she wants to have. Thank you, Joanna, with regards to congratulations on having 85 people in and thank you for saying our Facebook community, because yes, it is our Facebook community. This isn't Raquel and I. We created it, but it is ours. This show is not just Raquel and I's. It is our show. We would not be here without having people like you involved in listening. So I'm super thrilled to watch you guys just jump in. This is what excites us. And 2025 is going to be a year of elevating, and really where I feel, I'll speak for myself. I don't know how many people have read business books or read business books, but many of us are entrepreneurs or work in businesses, and they say it takes 3 to 5 years really to have something growing. We're going into our second year. This is where the word rise and thrive together truly starts to happen. We are taking our connections. We are ready with our guests. We have our international guests coming in from the UK. We've got, new connections thanks to Chrissy. I'm going to give a shout out Chrissy, who's one of our amazing private Facebook community people who introduced us to another networking group who already have people coming on. If you want your voice, your value, you want something to say, please reach out to us because we are taking guests for the second quarter. So we've almost booked up for the first quarter, but reach out to us at www.riseandthrivetogether.com and then just fill out the contact form, put in information of how we can reach you. Share with us what you want to talk about. Who we are. If you're not sure of our show, then, you found us this way. You know what we're about. So visit us and let us know what you want to talk about. We're going to get real. It's not anything that we plan to have you have the questions in advance about. All right, let's see if Raquel made it back in. It seems like she's still struggling because where she's at in Lake George. But come on, guys, chat with me. Here's some of the things. What are you changing from I want to I will? And how are you going to make that happen? So I know that for me, I'm that Raquel's back and she's freezing and she's back and she's freezing. And she's out again. So how are we going on to what are you going to make happen? For me, it's about those songs that I was talking about. I have collaborations of people like Joanna and Hal Eisenberg. We are talking about having an album be made. Joanna has her show that she is having songs that she's had for 30 years, and she's already had her show happen with some of her songs. She's going to have a larger show. I'm collaborating with Joanna because we're going to have songs for Hal's book, Beautiful Souls. And he wants to have an album to have that represent his life story. And I asked Joanna to help collaborate with me to write a song because that's what I love. Songwriting with people that I love. So my song's coming back out for Rise and Thrive. Other songs I'm collaborating with friends. Joanna holds me accountable to have songs of my voice to be written and out there. So I'm really super excited to have that happen. So that's what will happen in 2025. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks, Sharon, for saying that. That's amazing. Awesome. And I love it. I love that everybody is here and just jumping in and sharing what they want for themselves in their lives. Start to really reflect back. Listen, we are at not the final day of 2024, not you don't even know where life is going to take you, but kind of take that time and reflect. It's why we created the journal. It's 52 questions. It's not in order of 2025. It's just anytime that you get it, you're exactly the question that you need for your life at that point in time. So this is your time to reflect back. Here's the thing. I found out tonight is the last new moon of 2024. The last new moon of 2024. So it is a time for me. I have a blank journal that is going to be reflecting on all the things that I said I wanted to do. And maybe I didn't accomplish them. So does that mean anything? I don't know. In my world where I do my deep work, it doesn't mean anything, but I do want to write it out. And I really want to spend time with that and really be honest with myself, have some real talk with me to say, how does that feel? If there are feelings of resentment, guilt, anger, sadness, disappointment, that means that I was really committed to something. And I can reevaluate that at that time and say, okay, I'm complete. I did not do that in 2024. And then be honest with myself to say, do you want to do that in 2025? And I get to say, I will or I won't. And I'm clear if there really is that deep, resentment, some sadness, some guilt, some shame around that, that's because it really matters to me. It really matters to me. So I'm going to commit to that. And then I'm going to get out to community, right? I'm going to get out to community. So I want to hear from you guys. Want to know, what did you say you wanted to do? And if you didn't do it, take a moment. Do you still want to do that? Will you say, I will do that in 2025, and I'm going to take that into 2025? And how are you going to do that? Raquel and I speak about, again, making sure that that happens through community. Her book that she's going to have out is incredible, coming out in 2025, called Bloom's Reimagined, a guide to what to do, with wilted flowers. Can I just tell you, I'm putting this out there for you guys, so look for this, by Raquel. This is hers. Bloom's Reimagined, a guide to what to do with wilted flowers. This is something I learned about Raquel. So you think we talk often? We do, we talk. But this is something that I had no idea, that she loved wilted flowers, that she don't have to throw them out. And she literally took this year to write this book, and it will be complete and ready for 2025 very, very shortly. So I'm very excited for her about that. You know, it is amazing. Chrissy, thank you for jumping on. Oh, I'm so excited. Love, Chrissy's still in Arizona. I will continue to teach during the day and work at my nonprofit job also, and hope to collaborate with them to reach out to families on how they can help their students at home. So Chrissy, I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. She is going to continue to work her day job and her nonprofit, and hope to collaborate. So Chrissy, I'm just going to ask you out there, guys, this is real talk. Are you hoping to collaborate, or will collaborate with them? And if it's not them, you're going to collaborate. I know you. You're going to collaborate with people, the ones that are right for you, to work with families on how that they can help their students at home. Chrissy is an educator, and more than an educator. She is someone who is so committed to children, so committed to their learning, so committed to having them be the best that they can be, but most of all, supporting the families to have that happen. That is not an easy task. You know that, Chrissy, you know that, I know that. Hal is totally someone who's been on our show, who has his own podcast about transforming the education system. It's huge. So Sharon's going, how exciting, Chrissy. And Chrissy, thank you for writing that. You will do that. That's amazing. And we want to give you a big shout out to say thank you for introducing us to your collaborating of webcasters out in Arizona, and having those guests be able to be part of our guests. All right. Joanne is super excited. Joanne is saying, thank you so much. I can't wait to buy the books both of you are putting out soon. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much. We love you. We love you. We love you. This is so great. I'm not sure if Raquel's going to be getting back on. She was having some trouble being in Lake George. But if you just joined us, this is our final episode of 2024. Last one. But we were having this conversation of kind of doing this reflection on what do we want, what will we do, and how are we going to do that into 2025? And again, I'm going to give just a big shout out to people to say, if there are things, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to say, hey, I wanted to really do this. And I want you to kind of take a moment and okay, it didn't happen. How is that making you feel? Are you upset about that? Are you sad about that? Are you frustrated about that? Do you have any shame or guilt around that? Please, I'm asking you to let that go and flip it. Pivot is the word that we're using today. Pivot that to, if I'm feeling that way, consider that maybe you are that committed. You are really, 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 really committed to that. And so I didn't have it happen this year, and I will happen in 2025. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to have that happen, but we're going to give you a hint about community. And if you're on the show, you've got your community right here, at minimum at Raquel and I. This show is a labor of love out of something I always said I wanted to have. I wanted to have it. Raquel had it many years ago, and I didn't take the action on it and got involved. And then when I heard her, I said, this is what I wanted to do. Over 10 years, and here it is. And we're always, we're so excited, 87 episodes later. All right, I'm grabbing her back in. We're grabbing her. I said, I want her to be here. She will be here, and we will close out the year together. But yes, this is amazing. We have had so many amazing people Raquel, just to let you know, you'll get to watch the chats. But Chrissy came on and talked about how she is an educator. She's going to continue to educate. She's going to continue to work with nonprofits, and she will work with the people in the districts that she's with, so that they can help empower the families to help the kids, have everything that they need. So people are just jumping in left and right.
Awesome. I texted Reg and I said, the conversation was so hot, my phone overheated.
Awesome. I'm not able to get to some of the comments, but I'm going to get it to the end. Chrissy's saying hi to you. And she's saying she wants to work with the outside the district grassroots organizations. Thank you, Chrissy, for that follow-up. So it has been a reflection time. We are looking at reflection. I was just sharing with everybody, sis, that if they had something they wanted to do, and if they didn't do it, it didn't turn from a want to a will, take a moment. And if there's some like feelings about shame, guilt, anger, resentment, I'm going to say pivot that and flip that around, because that really, for me, when I have that, means that I'm committed to it. And there's just that like ego mind of failure, and that you can take a moment and be like, okay, it didn't happen, and be honest with yourself. Is this what I really want? And I'm going to say you probably do if you have any of those low energy things, especially guilt, shame, resentment, anger, or any of that, disappointment, and say you will do it in 2025. And how are you going to go about to do that? And that's through community.
Absolutely.
Celebrate.
That's something we typically don't do. If we don't do the whole shebang, we're like, oh my gosh, it failed, it didn't work. Celebrate the small wins.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We just broke up. I can't hear you. You're back.
Yeah. I said celebrate the small wins. We don't do that enough. So celebrate the small wins. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting off for a second.
Okay. Can we do that? And we are going to let y'all go because it is the day before New Year's Eve. And I am in a place I have never visited before. So, sis, we are going to let these fine people go. We always want to thank you so much for your support. Thank you for purchasing the journal. I'm speaking it into existence. For those that have already, thank you so much. Please, we beg you, please leave a review. Reviews help. They're very helpful. And gift them to someone.
You gotta get out of here.
It doesn't just have to be.
Away. Get out.
You're off mute. It doesn't just it doesn't just have to be Christmas or birthday. Give it just because. It can be an anytime gift. Okay, we're no longer waiting for special holidays to give someone something. All right, those days are done. We're not doing that anymore.
And real talk about my daughter, who's watching our show on YouTube, echoing in the background, going, get out of the room. So that's what went down behind the scenes in front of you all.
All right. We love you guys. We hope that you celebrate safely to ring in 2025. Hi, Mark. I saw you said hi. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And we want you to ring in, have a safe, blessed entering into 2025. However, wherever you're going to be celebrating, have fun. Okay? And always remember, together, we can rise and thrive. Till next time. Till next year.
See you next year. Bye.
A world filled with peace, love, unity, and compassion. Time to bust this out and start this powerful reaction.